The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.
It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my friends. Let's go and be changed. TMP is doing the most. TMP is doing the most. It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my...
There was a time in my life where I lost confidence. I didn't have any self-belief. I didn't believe in anything I have to offer. Everything was gone. But I remember so vividly before that time, I was a very bubbly young man who always enjoyed to be in front of the people. And thanks to my dad, who always exposed me to big stages, crowds, and he made me speak in front of people at a time where I didn't like it, I didn't understand it, but he forced me to do it. And it worked. So I ended up falling in love with being in front of people. That was a time when I was still in Limpopo, away from home. If you have watched the previous video where I was talking about how I hated my father, that's where I explained the story of how I left home and I went to a different province. So during that time where I was in that province, in Limpopo, my confidence was high. I was very bubbly and I was very naughty. Super naughty. I wasn't scared of standing in front of people and making jokes. That was who I was. But there came a time in my life where all that vanished. Boom, gone. I couldn't speak in front of people. I was scared of standing in front of people and speaking sense in front of people. And I remember so vividly this story of when that happened, where I lost my confidence. And it was this other day in school. So there's a time where I moved from Limpopo and I went back home. I think I was going into grade 10. And it was a public school that I went to. So, maybe you might have a picture of how public schools are. Very chaotic, very disorderly, and it's free, right? For lack of a better word. So I got there and I was still naughty. I was still very bubbly and I was energetic, enthusiastic, but I had a problem. My problem was I was very distractive. Very distractive. So I remember in grade 11, I used to sit at the back corner of the classroom with this other friend of mine. A very big friend of mine was buff and I was small. You know how I am. I was small. So we sat on the same desk. He was like my boss. I would always tell him whenever the other guys are trying to bully me and stuff like that. So I was always confident and he gave me the confidence to be naughty and just be myself, fool around. But I was very destructive to a point where even when the teachers came and taught, I would be distractive during the class and people would just be laughing throughout the lesson. Until this one day, when this other lecturer, a teacher, came into the classroom. And as she was busy teaching, I would make fun of what she's saying. She'd say something, I turned it into a joke and everybody laughs in the classroom until she got annoyed. Because I didn't have limits. That's how I was. I never had limits. I would tease everybody. I would make fun of the other kids in the classroom. I was just distractive, man. And she got very annoyed. And she said something out of anger. As she was teaching, I responded. The whole class cracked. And she was like, you know what? You young pastor's kid, I'm convinced that the way you are, when your father prays for people and casts demons out of them, all the demons come and rush into you, and that's why you are the way you are. The whole classroom cracked open. It died. They laughed. The whole joke turned around and it was against me. That was the turning point in my life. Because I was confident in being the one who makes people laugh. But the tables turned. And she said, I'm demon possessed. That's why I'm acting the way I am. From there on, every time I tried to say something, Even my peers were like, we know you are demon possessed. You're demon possessed. When your father prays for the sick people, they all come to you. So that information came to my head and it started oppressing me. I lost my mouth. And I was tamed. That was the turning point in my life. I got so scared of standing in front of people, being the center of attention, and it was not good because that was not who I was. But I was very fortunate because my dad never gave up on me. He always wanted me to be confident, to be in front of people, to speak sense in front of people. But I just didn't have the confidence in myself anymore. Why? Because I was told that I'm demon possessed. So every time I would stand out, I would be reminded that, hey, you're demon possessed. That's why you're acting like this. Every time I try to shine, I would remember, hey, you're demon possessed. That's why you're acting like this. So that became a limiting belief on myself. And I couldn't do much. It was until I actually changed and realized that that was the problem. And where I'm going with this is, you might be sitting there. Maybe you don't have self-belief. You don't believe in yourself. You don't have confidence in yourself. You don't have confidence in your beliefs, in your abilities, or whatever the case may be. The question is, when was that turning point in your life? When was that time where you lost everything about you? Because imagine a 5-year-old you. How were you? I'm sure you were, look at all the kids, just look at kids around you. 5-year-old, you tell them, hey, come dance. What do? They dance. They don't care there are people around me, people judging me. A kid would come and just be exuberant, man, and just be alive in front of everybody without any fear of judgment. Because that's how we are as human beings. We are born with confidence. We are born with self-belief. We are not scared of what people are going to say. Because imagine if a child was scared of what people are going to say when the child fails. The child wouldn't be able to walk because every time he tries and walk, he fails. Tries and walk, he fails. So imagine if that child was scared of what people are going to say. If I stand up, I'll fall again. Better I just stay crawling. So can you just imagine that scenario where all of us are crawling because we're scared of what people are going to say? The point here is, we are all born with confidence. We are all born with the ability to stand out. But there is a time where there's a turning point, where things turn around and we lose it all. We just don't believe in our abilities. We don't believe in what we have to offer. We don't believe in our strength. Basically, we lose our identity. You have no self-image. You have no self-worth. You lost who you are. Compare yourself to your 5-year-old you. How are you today compared to your 5-year-old you? When was that turning point? I was fortunate enough to do a retrospection and check what happened in my life. And I remember so vividly that day when my teacher was like, I was demon possessed. That was the turning point in my life. There were other turning points, but I remember this one so vividly. And it was until I took the decision to change it and be myself again. Find myself again. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not easy. It's very easy to lose your confidence. It's not easy to rebuild your confidence. That's okay. That only means it's worth it. The reason why it's hard, it only means it's worth it. You need to get it back. Because we are living in a world of average people. Everyone is here. We're all average. People are average and they're comfortable in their average mentality, mindset, where they are. We all want to be the same. It's normal to be average. The moment you do something a little bit above average, you are considered as extraordinary. You see me standing in front of the camera and speaking to you like this with so much confidence. I just went above my average. And everybody's amazed. Oh, wow, speaking from the camera, so confident. Oh, wow, I'm shining in your face right now. Why? It's just because I just decided to be a little bit more average than the average normal. But the question is, what was the turning point for you? When was that time when your uncle told you that you can't speak in front of people? Or maybe you've got a stuttering problem. Or maybe you're not beautiful. Or maybe you've got a big nose. Just imagine our President Ramaphosa. Every time he speaks, people make jokes of his nose, bruh. That guy is strong, man. He still stands in front of people and communicate what he has to communicate. Why? Because he understands his identity, who he is. Doesn't matter what everybody's saying against him. My ultimate favorite, Jacob Zuma. Imagine the jokes that were made about Jacob Zuma when he was president. Just imagine all the things, the negativity that was thrown to him. At the end of the day, he was able to stand in front of the people and say, yeah, make everyone laugh. How about you decided to go back and check, what is it that made me lose my confidence? What is it that made me lose my self-belief? Because there is that one time that if you give yourself time to go back and think about it, it changed your whole life and it messed it up. But I'm here to give you good news that it's possible to get it back. And one of the ways of getting it back is you need to have a different belief about yourself. You need to have a different belief about yourself. I was told I was demon possessed and I believed it. That's why every time I wanted to say something productive, I thought, nope, you are demon possessed. Why? Because my belief system told me I'm demon possessed. Mind you, you are responsible for what you say. I'm responsible for what I take. Vice versa is true. I'm responsible for what I say. You are responsible for what you take. My teacher was responsible for what she said. I was responsible for what I took. And I took that message and I made it mine. You see, the moment you say, I am, whatever you put after those two words defines your identity. I believed I was demon possessed. Therefore, I couldn't shine anymore. I wasn't outstanding anymore. So what I'm bringing to you today is change your belief about you. Because that belief shapes your identity. Who are you at the end of the day? When I ask you, who are you? You will say, I am. Whatever that comes after those two words defines who you are. And mind you, whatever it is, you are right. That is why you need to be very careful every time you say things about yourself, because what you say about yourself has a huge impact to how you react, how you feel, and how you perform. I am beautiful. It changes how you feel. I am smart. It changes how you feel. This favorite one. I am not capable. I can't do it. Every time you say something about yourself, it defines who you are. Because it's a belief system, man. It starts with a belief. Who do you believe you are? That's why it's called self-belief. What do you believe about yourself? That's what it is. Right? People are going around that don't have self-belief. How do you regain self-belief? By changing your belief. What is it you believe about you? Do you believe you are extraordinary? The moment you believe that, you start acting accordingly. You don't have to have facts to prove that indeed you're extraordinary. The only thing you need to do is believe that you are. It's going to change your life. I changed my belief system about me. I was like, I'm not demon possessed. I'm not. I refuse. I might be acting like I am, but I'm not. I changed my belief about me. It changed everything. Because when you change your belief, now you get confidence. in your capabilities. It's first the belief, then it's the confidence. It's not the other way around. It's first the identity. Who am I? Who are you? Then you are confident with what you are bringing to the table. But if you don't believe in yourself, you won't be able to do things, because the only way you can gain confidence is by stacking up the wins, the achievements. What is it that you have to your name that you have achieved? What is it that you can do? What is it that you have done? That's what gives you confidence. Confidence is knowing that you are capable of doing something because you have done it. I know I'm confident in my ability to speak. Why? Because I speak every week, man. You're tired of hearing my voice already. I'm confident of my ability to speak. Why? Because I speak every day. I know I speak every day. And I know I speak every day. I know I speak every day. That's what gives me confidence. But it was first the belief, right? If I still believe that I'm demon possessed, I wouldn't have the confidence to start standing in front of the camera. It starts with the belief. So what is it that you believe about you today? That's the message I'm bringing to you today, my friend. Who are you? What do you believe about yourself? What has who said to you about you that you believed, and it shaped your identity and how you act? You need to change that narrative, man. You are responsible for what you take. The other person is responsible for what they say or what they give. I want you to be responsible for changing your life today. Be responsible for changing your identity. Who are you? Who are you is the main point. Ladies and gents, it's only the beginning. Once you get to define who you are, then you can start looking for the other things that come with what you can do and what you can offer to the world. The self-worth, the self-esteem starts with the belief. Who are you? Once you get that, it's easy to get all the other things. That's what I'm bringing to you today. The guy who was demon-possessed once upon a time is here telling you that, hey man, you can also come out of who you believe you are to who you are really meant to be. And that is why TMP is here to show you the person you are meant to be. It's finished. Remember to subscribe, like the content. That's if you like it. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I would really appreciate that. And share this stuff. Subscribe. It's important to subscribe so you get notified of all the new updates that come from the TMP channel. We are bringing more and more and more and more power-packed value for you, man, because you're special, man. Thank you for watching this. See you next week. It's finished. Boom!
The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.